guys, today's going to be a video about changing your appearance, manifesting appearance changes, I guess we could just say. I believe I have seen a couple of videos from Sammy Ingram over the years about this, and a lot of personal success stories, and read other people's experiences with it, the kind of affirmations they use and what methods they use. So please do thumbs up and subscribe if you're interested in this topic. If you'd like me to do more videos about this, also talking about my own manifestations, I think that's the most beneficial, easiest way to learn, to hear how someone achieved something, right? So please do thumbs up and subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. I also offer one-on-one coaching, which is based from my Instagram page, which is LOA Coaching. It's all the information is there. Feel free to message me or leave a comment if you do want to get in touch with me and ask some questions. I'll let you guys know how to do that. But I do offer one-on-one coaching and help. So if you feel that you would benefit from that, if you have any specific goals, please do get in touch, and let's just get into the advice video. So I've written a bunch of notes on my phone. This obviously just helps me stay on track, remember what I want to say, and yeah, not ramble too much. So I might be looking down at my phone a little bit. First point is I just want to go over obviously the methods, like how do you do this? How do you change your appearance? So it's the same as what I've been saying for everything else, self-concept, SP. You want to get in control of your mental diet, because obviously that is literally just your thoughts. Basically, just controlling all your thoughts as much as you can, humanly obviously, is the key to manifesting and achieving your goals. Like, affirmations are just a technique to do that, to get yourself in the habit of thinking positively. So you want to have a strict mental diet as much as possible, whenever possible, of just not allowing those negative thoughts to kind of create an emotional reaction, not allowing yourself to spiral. You just want to keep, you know, as positive and aligned with your end goal as much as possible. So if you think, you know, oh my gosh, I look so fat in this dress, just, I mean, yeah, it's just common sense for positive thinking. Like, show yourself a lot of self-love. Just say, it doesn't matter if you're lying, if you do look bad in the dress, just tell yourself, no, I look gorgeous, I look, wow, I already have my perfect body. Like, look at that mirror reflection, I look so good in this dress. You can still change the dress. If you look bad, it's totally fine, change your dress, but just tell yourself something positive. So it's little things like that when it comes to your appearance and your mental diet. Also, obviously, affirmations, that's what I preach about, that's what I talk about the most with you guys. So that is like the best way to, throughout your day, control your thoughts, kind of, yeah, stay on top of your desires and thinking from the end by just repeating and looping those affirmations, because they are going into your subconscious mind. It might be annoying or boring and repetitive, but it is essentially the best, most logical, easiest way to achieve what you want. Just set aside as much time as you can to do your affirmations. So I'll talk a little bit more later in the video about what specific affirmations I recommend and that I use for this specific. Again, along with that, the affirmations are up to you, but I also recommend rampaging. This is really good when it comes to our appearance, because I think we can be very stubborn, you know, looking in the mirror, looking at pictures, knowing what we look like. We spend the most time with ourselves. We know ourselves better than anyone else. All the little flaws that we may have physically, we're the ones who are aware of them. So yeah, I mean, I don't want you guys to sit around and pinpoint and be like, oh, I have this flaw, and, you know, stare at your mirror reflection, picking yourself apart. That's not going to do any good. But we are the ones who know ourselves best. So it is important to kind of set aside time for a rampage if you feel like you're spiraling or you struggle to, you know, think differently to how you always have. Like, if you feel like, you know, you have a crooked nose, you might think, you know, obviously you see when you look at yourself, when you take pictures, whatever, you're very much aware of it, but it's important to kind of introduce rampaging and affirmations to flip your subconscious beliefs, literally change your belief about how you look, and then how you look will change. So rampaging, even just for 5 minutes, is a really easy way to boost your confidence, give you that end result feeling of like feeling happy, confident, excited. Yeah, it just puts you in a much better mindset, and it releases all that anger or frustration you might have at not seeing the changes come in yet into your 3D. So I'm going to give you guys a quick few examples of what I've done. First thing is from many years ago, when I was still into law of attraction, but visualizing, vision boards, that was still very much part of law of attraction and a kind of overarching method in both both laws. So what I did was I edited a picture of myself. I think I was on Facetune. I was already using Facetune. I mean, it's been around for so many years, but I edited myself, obviously not in a way where I would ever post it publicly, but I made my waist smaller. I just gave myself the body that at the time I was like, this is what I want to look like. I didn't need to lose weight, but for some reason I was like, I want to lose some weight. This is the body shape I want, like a really crazy hourglass, like tiny waist. So that was the image I was going for, and I would just look at it almost every single day for approximately, actually, I think just over a week or so, because the process of my body changing took a month. But yeah, I just looked at it every day, and I think I even told myself, I didn't understand affirmations at the time, but I probably was affirming, because I would say things like, this is my body, this is a picture of me, this is what I look like. And I highly recommend that because it tricks your subconscious mind and tricks the logical brain, because you are looking at a picture of yourself. So you're kind of saying, yep, that's me. So then your mind takes it in and is like, okay, this is what we look like. You know, if that makes sense. So it took about, I'd say, a month between when I stopped manifesting it and when it actually happened. And it happened in a very, as always, unexpected, crazy way. I never would have thought, you know, it would happen this way. I started university, I started 1 year of my university, and I basically was traveling back and forth so much that I just didn't have time for dinners in the evening, or I would like eat less because I was so busy and then tired. The logical brain, at least, will create a scenario where you're becoming more active, your friend invites you to a gym, or I don't know, something like that. So that was the case for me, where my logical brain kind of stepped in and was like, this is how it's going to manifest. So I ended up just not having much time to eat dinner. I was eating a little bit less during the weekdays when I was at uni, and I didn't recognize it. I mean, I knew I was like, okay, I don't have time for dinner, I'm so tired, but I'd never connected it to the manifestation. And then literally after a month, I lost weight from that. And it wasn't drastic, it wasn't unhealthy. You obviously do this in a healthy way. I'm just, you know, being honest about my experience, that I lost, I'd say 10 pounds, between 5 to 10 pounds. And I had a much smaller waist. I was just skinny. I literally dropped a dress size. I went down to a size 6. Originally I'm only an 8, so it's really not a crazy difference, but I was a 6. Some of my clothes were literally too baggy for me to wear. It was crazy. I still looked really good in my opinion, and it was, yeah, the ideal body type I wanted. And in just a month of me not even putting conscious effort in, these circumstances came about into my life that helped me lose the weight. So the key from that is to visualize. I would say, I mean, don't force yourself into such a busy schedule that you can't eat. That's not the way to go. For me, it happened like almost unconsciously. I wasn't aware of that process when I was in the middle of it, if that makes sense. But obviously set an intention for it to happen for you in a healthy way. But the key is to visualize. Maybe edit a picture, Photoshop a picture, Facetune a picture of you, or I guess in this case we're talking about appearances, but you can do it for anything really. You could Photoshop yourself into like a mansion if you want. But you know, you can make those little edits. Let's say you suffer from bad acne. No one wants that. That's always acceptable to change. So I'm not preaching here to you guys to lose weight. Absolutely not. If you're happy with yourself, you're healthy, don't change your weight. But let's say someone has really bad acne, just smooth out the face. You know, on Facetune you can edit out acne and stuff. There's a little patch button. I do that when I have a spot and I'm posting an Instagram picture. I just edit the spot out. But you can do that as well, just as a visualizing method, and your skin will look smooth and glowing and healthy and perfect. And you just look at it every day if possible and just tell yourself, this is me. I have this perfect skin, or whatever it is. So yeah, that's a really good, powerful method. I highly recommend it. Another thing I did is kind of the same concept. I edited a picture of myself, of my face, and it was more for fun. It was like, how crazy and perfect can I make myself look? Like, you know, the Instagram fake beauty, like that whole, like, was it the Face app image? I was like, let's see how far I can go on Facetune, like manually changing my features. And it was little things like, oh, I wish my nose was a little bit a tiny bit shorter, or this, or my lips could be a tiny bit bigger. It was things like that where I was like the perfect image of myself. And it's not that I'm happy with how I look. I don't have to have that face, but it was interesting what the edited picture looked like. I was like, you know what, I do look actually really good. I don't look too fake. So I started looking at that and affirming my self-concept to it, which again, mixing your affirmations with visualizing, just kind of mix and match all the different techniques together So what I would do is I would say my self-concept affirmations whilst looking at the picture. So I'd repeat things like, I'm perfect, I always get everything I want, everyone treats me like a goddess. It wasn't even appearance affirmations, but because they were self-concept affirmations about myself, mixed in with me looking at that picture, it really connected my mind to, I'm talking about myself and I'm looking at a picture of myself, if that makes sense. So I don't think I don't think my appearance changed a lot. There might have been tiny facial features that changed a little bit on my face. I haven't noticed anything. Like I said, I'm happy with how I look. I'm not trying to completely change my face, but I just enjoyed looking at the edited picture because I was like, only positive change can come from this. You know, my skin will look smoother, my eyes will look brighter, my lashes will be longer, like whatever it was that I edited. And what I found is that it took a couple months. It was more subtle because, again, I wasn't affirming for that appearance change. I was just looking at the picture. I had a friend tell me that I'm glowing, that I look so good, and this was kind of more subtle over time, but yeah, I had a lot of compliments from friends on how I look, that I'm beautiful, and etc. Then I had a friend about, I want to say about 6 months after I started doing this. I stopped after a while. I just kind of did it more for fun, as I said, but about 6 months after I did that whole visualizing process, I had a friend text me telling me, wow, your face has completely changed. You look completely different, but in a good way. Like, she was telling me all these like supermodels that I look like, these gorgeous actresses like Lily Collins. I can see a tiny bit of that, so I accepted the compliment. I was like, wow, that's so nice. Like, I didn't expect anyone else to say things like this to me, but it was really sweet, and it was a reflection of obviously my self-concept. And I do believe me looking at, you know, the edited image of myself, or just seeing myself, whether it's in a tangible way looking at a picture or just in my mind, seeing myself as my ideal version, my ideal face. I'm glowing, I'm confident, I'm beautiful, I'm smiling, like my skin and my everything looks amazing. So I would try and focus on myself in that respect. And it obviously translated. I reflected out to my friend, and she told me, like, your face has changed. And I haven't edited my photos excessively. I do minimal editing on my Instagram photos. So it's not like, oh, well, you probably, you know, started doing more filters. That's not the case. Like, I genuinely just changed, and she happened to notice. So a really powerful method, use a visual. Again, like I said, you can edit on Facetune or something just for the purpose of visualizing and looking at it, or you can whiten your teeth on Facetune as well. That's something I might do. And then just look at that and be like, I have such gorgeous white teeth. So yeah, it's a pretty easy method. Just thought I'd give you guys some of my personal experience. One final personal experience. Again, I haven't changed my appearance too much. I have some limiting beliefs still, I'll be honest, and I don't dedicate too much time. I'm happy with how I look. I don't have to change anything, and yeah, there's nothing urgent for me to change about my appearance. And again, I would rather focus on other goals like money, career, relationships, things like that. But one final thing is that last summer during lockdown in 2021, I wanted to gain a bit of weight. I don't know why. I think I just wanted to get, like, experience being a little bit curvier, like see where the weight gain goes and whatnot. So I was like, you know what? I've always been really skinny, let me just gain a little bit of weight. So my goal was 10 pounds, and I kind of regret it now because I gained quite a bit of weight, and I still look fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with how I look, but it was more than I wanted, and now I'm trying to lose the weight. But the point is, I wanted to gain 10 pounds, and I did. I didn't, you know, go out and buy donuts, eat pasta all the time. I mean, I did eat pasta every day, but I wasn't like trying to make myself eat more and be like, oh, I need to eat this so I gain the weight. It just happened naturally and subconsciously. I literally just set the intention for myself. I want to gain 10 pounds, and that was it. I guess it stuck in my mind, and it was kind of in the back of my mind a goal I was working on. And subconsciously, I guess, I just gained the weight. I mean, it was pretty simple for it to happen in lockdown. I knew it was very realistic. I think we all gained weight during the pandemic. But the point is that I got what I wanted just by setting the intention. So sometimes it can be as simple as that. But like I said, bring in affirmations. If it's something you really want to focus on and get quickly, then do daily affirmations. So another way to affirm is to really exaggerate. I don't know if there's any science to this or any proof in the law of assumption community, but personally, sometimes I really, really love to exaggerate, especially if you're rampaging. If you don't want to do this, you can use it in just a verbal rampage. For example, you could say, every time I walk, I literally lose 10 pounds. Every time I blink, I literally gain 10 pounds. Whatever it is, whatever your goal is, or every time I walk, my butt gets bigger, like whatever your goal is, right? So it's really easy to do, and it just puts you in this state of power, and it's so exaggerated that it's more likely that your subconscious will kind of take in and start to manifest for you those experiences, and just subtle natural ways for that desire to come about. So you can just naturally create like an assumption and just verbally tell yourself, you know what, every time I eat pasta, I literally lose 10 pounds. And just keep repeating it to yourself, and especially every time you're eating pasta, just tell yourself that. If you're in a restaurant with your friend, just in your mind, just be like, wow, I love that I'm gonna lose 10 pounds by eating this bowl of pasta. And that, I think, also might help with a bit of issues of food guilt. If you do struggle, with your weight or anything, I think it might help ease your mind a little bit, just to change that, old social conditioning of, if you eat junk food, you're not going to look good, you're going to gain weight, it's so bad for you. Then you can flip it, be like, well, actually, if I'm eating really cheesy pasta, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. It might help a little bit, just overall in general. So try a really exaggerated affirmation or assumption. I've been using those assumptions for a little bit. I'm not sure how much change there has been, but it's definitely a positive way to think and a positive habit to introduce to your subconscious mind, and obviously consciously thinking it. So next final point is to listen to subliminals if you want, if you enjoy subliminals, if you believe in them. It's not essential, it's not like you have to do this, this is the tick list of manifesting what you want. Just personally, from my experience, I do enjoy subliminals. I've seen a lot of success from them. I can do a whole video just on that if you guys want to see that. But one thing I used it for many years ago was to decrease my height. They have loads of videos about getting shorter or growing taller. So if you are in the law of assumption community, this shouldn't be a shock to you. You can absolutely change anything about your appearance. I have a video coming about my hair. I changed my hair type. So anything is possible. But in terms of my height, what I did was I just listened to subliminals for a couple of months on and off. Like I said, I haven't said, but I was not fully committed to it. I definitely could have spent more time, put more effort into it. And I think without that, I obviously was not going to see the full results, because it does take time, because I spent so many years thinking I'm this height, I'm tall. So obviously it would take much longer for my mind to conform to that. But I think if I spent an hour every single day until that happened, it would happen, right? Like, let's say for 3 months, every single day I listened to an hour of height decreasing affirmations and subliminals. It would definitely work, because after about 3 months on and off, like between 5 and 30 minutes a day for 3 months, I would say, and not every single day either, like maybe just a couple times a week when I could be bothered, when I could remember, when I had time. So it wasn't even like consistent effort, but I lost half a centimeter off my height in 3 months from inconsistent work. So imagine what would happen, like I'd probably be 2 inches shorter if I consistently listened to it. So again, it's up to you. If you do like subliminals, find out what channels you enjoy, which channels you connect with, what sounds the best. I can't tell you guys, this person's the best and this type of subliminal is what you should do. But if you enjoy them, that's a nice little extra technique you can add in. It definitely does work. You can read through the comments. There's tons of success stories, and I would say the majority of them are true. So you can also take my word for it. Honestly, I did, decrease my height a little bit, and I'm probably going to keep working on it. So so that kind of covers all the methods: affirming, rampaging, mental diet, visualizing by editing a picture, for example. Hopefully this was useful to you guys. Hopefully you gained some information or inspiration on, achieving your dream appearance. In terms of specific affirmations, on my LOA coaching page, I just posted yesterday night 3 affirmations that are really powerful and amazing. They contain some really powerful words and key phrases for achieving your dream appearance. So do go take a look there if you want to read through that, or save it to your Instagram to look at another time. But do thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed this, if you'd like to see more law of assumption videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!